Hello, I am Kelly Healy. I am a candidate in the Master's Degree Program of Instructional Technology at Kennesaw State University. I began this journey in the fall of 2017 and will graduate in the summer of 2019. The title of my capstone project is Understanding and Utilizing Office 365 for Education. With this presentation, I will discuss several topics regarding my capstone project. I will begin with an introduction, followed by the rationale and problem that reinforced the need for my capstone project. I will share the capstone plan and evaluation of the results. A description of the capstone experience will be given and followed with a reflection of my capstone project. The presentation will close with an acknowledgement of the tools and resources that were implemented into the project, as well as a copyright site page for all of the clip art and pictures that were used throughout the presentation. The rationale behind my capstone project came from the lack of training that East Valley staff has received in using the county-provided collaborative online platform Office 365. East Valley staff also will need to learn how to use SharePoint and OneDrive as resources to store saved documents and presentations. Students will also need exposure to OneDrive as teachers begin to use Office 365 applications with them. My capstone project, Understanding and Utilizing Office 365 for Education, began with a rocky start in August of 2018. During pre-planning, I met with my principal to approve workshop dates. At that point, my principal asked me to create a Teams platform for the staff to use for collaboration, workplace chat, video meetings, file storage, and application integration. I had everything set to begin my project on the August 21st staff meeting with a review of OneNote and an introduction to Teams. Most teachers would be familiar with OneNote because we have been saving our lesson plans to notebooks within OneNote for several years. Teams would be a great way to introduce one of the productivity tools within Office 365 for Education. But there was some miscommunication between administration, and the assistant principal gave permission to our technology training integration specialist to offer Microsoft Innovative Educator workshops over the next few months. Well, MIE workshops provide the exact same information that my capstone project was going to cover, but I would not be offering attendees any type of technology certification, which MIE does. Let's just say I spent a few days worrying about and trying to work out a solution so that I would not have to come up with a new capstone project. After discussing a few options with my advisor, she approved the idea of becoming MIE certified and working with the county TTIS. In the span of 4 days, I was able to get MIE certified and began preparing to work with my TTIS, Karen Wright. The problem that generated the concept behind my capstone project was that Cobb County School District was getting ready to dissolve the use of a common networked storage space to save information. For decades, teachers and staff have had the use of an H drive that accommodated users with 1 gigabyte of storage. We needed a solution. In discussing this need with my principal, he asked how familiar I was with Office 365. Aside from saving lesson plans to OneNote using Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, I really did not have much experience using some of the productivity tools such as Forms, Sway, or SharePoint. My principal told me that Cobb County was really pushing the use of SharePoint with principals, and he hoped that I might be interested in creating a presentation of the benefits that SharePoint can provide users. I decided that in order to really take advantage of SharePoint, we needed to become familiar with all of the tools that Office 365 offers. The really neat aspect of Office 365 is that it is a cloud-based platform. Hang Sun states that cloud computing can extend the traditional educational framework by giving us more space to create and encompass productivity tools that allow for collaboration and learner-centered activities. Using Office 365, teachers and students will have access to any saved work, anywhere and at any time, as long as they have an internet-connected device. A teaching experience survey was given in early 2018. With the survey, I was able to ask East Valley teachers about their experiences using technology. One of the most important questions was, how familiar are you with Office 365 for Education? I was also able to determine how many staff members would be interested in learning more about these productivity tools. As you can see from the survey of Microsoft application use, most teachers are familiar with using Word, PowerPoint, and notebook. My MIE workshops would help attendees understand and utilize Office 365 for education. My responsibilities were to design, develop, and implement a professional learning community over the span of 8 months. In order to create a positive environment for my professional learning workshops, I needed to provide tools that would improve productivity that are easy to understand. It was also planned that there would be a month in between workshops so that teachers would have the opportunity to practice the tools, learn more about the tools through one-on-one coaching, and have time to access the Microsoft Educators community to access resources and to take part in the module learning. Optional one-on-one and small group coaching provided me with opportunities to work on my partnership philosophy. Jim Knight, the author of Instructional Coaching, states that these occasions provide a chance to break down teaching practices into manageable components related to the specific teaching practices to be implemented. Through this process, I was able to break down any anxiety that the teacher may have been experiencing through empathic listening and provide opportunities to clarify, synthesize, and simplify. The coaching relationship is built on trust, collaboration, reflecting, and by providing support. Studies have shown that teachers that receive relevant scaffolded training in a positive environment and are given ample time to practice are more likely to infuse the technology into their lesson plans. This is the timeline for the Microsoft Innovative Educator workshops. Here are some examples of homework activities that were given to MIE participants. Throughout the 8-month project, there were several ways I assessed the program. Several surveys were provided to gauge participants' understanding of the Office 365 tools. At the start of each workshop, Karen and I provided opportunities to review homework and discuss any issues with documents syncing from online to application and vice versa. The Microsoft Educators community provides learning modules for each tool. At the end of each module, the user takes a test. Participants need to score at least an 80% to pass. Upon passing, the module awards earners points. After earning 1,000 points, the user is a qualified Microsoft Innovative Educator. Karen and I kept track of this using forms. Participants also completed surveys at the end of each workshop and completed an integration in the classroom survey at the start of each new session. At the bottom left-hand corner, you will see the extras implementation survey, and at the top right-hand corner, you will see some of the results. The MIE workshops began in September of 2018. I worked with Accounting Technology Training Integration Specialist Karen Wright. 30 people attended the first meeting. We discussed what it meant to be MIE certified. A Microsoft Innovative Educator is one that is resourceful and a risk taker. An MIE relishes the role of change agent and works to achieve excellence in education using Microsoft technologies coupled with their innovative teaching practices. It was explained that in order to become a certified MIE, teachers would need to attend all 8 workshops, complete the module assessments on Microsoft's educator community, and participate in monthly collaborative homework assignments. The MIE team collaborate platform was shared, opened, and examined. Attendees were shown how to access Microsoft Educators community, open their accounts, and allowed time to explore the various areas of the communities. Teachers were also shown how to search for specific module to take the tool certification test. Participants were expected to take a total of 7 assessments, score 80% or above, and record the score using a forum survey link. We also provided a calendar with dates of all upcoming workshops from October to March. Each workshop consisted of 3 parts. The first part was the review. This was time to reflect and clarify on the previous assignment, assessment, and tool. The second part was the introduction. This is where the new tool was introduced and participants were provided with hands-on activities in order to explore that tool. The session would end with homework components, adding ideas to a collaboration board of how the tool could be used to provide authentic learning experiences with students, and the teachers were also reminded to take the test in the Microsoft Educators community. Each tool was modeled, and then teachers were given opportunities to interact and work with each tool. As they worked, Karen and I observed and helped troubleshoot any issues that arose. One issue that plagued us was the issue of application versus online access and updates of the program not being consistent with all users. We always provided opportunities for teachers to share how they would use the tool with students or with members of their team. Teachers were prompted to add these suggestions to the collaboration board listed in the OneNote notebook for the MIE collaboration team. As teachers learned more and more about the productivity tools in Office 365, they took their learning from the MIE workshops and started to apply that learning within their classes. Even our special needs pre-K students were able to use some of the tools, such as the presentation tool Sway. These 4-year-olds created sways on their favorite animals. It was so exciting to be a part of this activity and observe Ms. Nikki model and facilitate the use of Sway with this special group of students. As part of the Digital Citizen Unit, 5th graders were introduced to the add-on Pixton. This addition provided characters that could be added to form a comic strip-like presentation using PowerPoint. Students also had opportunities to use Excel and Office 365 to record classroom data in the computer lab. Throughout the year, Karen and I had to adjust the dates of a few meetings, but we were able to keep most meetings about a month apart with the exception of March. Due to a very scheduled school calendar, we did not have a meeting during the month of March and had to postpone the date to the last day of April. We started the MIE initiative with 30 people and ended with 14 teachers receiving their MIE certification. That's 47% of attendees meeting the goal of becoming a collaborative group that can now use technology tools to enhance productivity on or off campus through the use of a digital tool and the internet. In looking at my pre and post data, one can see that by the end of this school year, the percentages with teachers becoming more familiar with Office 365 tools had increased. My goal for the 1920 school year is to have the use of Office 365 tools at a minimum of 80% of the staff. One thing that I felt worked really well during my Capstone project was that I provided attendees with the time to practice and implement Office 365 tools. This time was very similar to Scheninger's professional growth periods, where teachers use specific times within a schedule to learn about a new tool or resource, have time to practice the tool, and share with others how the tool can impact student learning. Within the month allotted to apply the skills learned, teachers had opportunities to check in with me and ask questions, receive clarification, and meet one-on-one for a review. I was also able to meet with teachers to work with the tools as an instructional coach. These opportunities allowed me to work on my coaching skills and provide me with feedback to reflect upon. As a certified Microsoft Innovative Educator, it is my duty to carry on workshops each year. I want to ensure that new teachers and those who are not able to commit to all 8 workshops will have the opportunity to impact student learning using digital tools that were created to encourage engagement, collaboration, critical thinking, and build real-world skills. As Potter and Rockenshin-Japquitz state in their paper, Technology Integration for Instructional Improvement, teacher-to-teacher mentoring can maintain sustained efforts, happen in real time, and meet specific needs with only small lapses between collaborative meetings. In order to improve future opportunities, I am going to offer Office 365 drop-ins. This is where I will set a date that teachers can drop by for an informal learning session about a specific tool. That way, teachers don't have to commit to all 8 dates, and this will provide them with the flexibility to learn what they want when they want. In closing, my Capstone project incorporated the use of the Microsoft Educator community website, Office 365 applications and tools, such as Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Teams, OneNote, Forms, Sway, and then add-on tools such as Translator, Immersive Reader, Read Aloud, Dictation, and Pixton.